who's a very good boxer, but this is a giant Olympic gold medalist heavyweight. I mean, Anthony Joshua is
Here's the thing that nightmares are made of.
And he's got that one-punch nuclear power.
Again, just operating on self-belief, but it isn't going to win Jake this fight. Him being ballsy is not going to win him this fight.
Rogan could barely hide his astonishment as he talked about the massive physical gap between Jake Paul and Anthony Joshua during their face-off. He emphasized that Joshua isn't just big, he's a towering heavyweight champion, a sculpted machine who once claimed Olympic gold. Meanwhile, Jake is stepping into something far beyond anything he has ever touched in his young boxing career. Rogan reminded everyone that Jake's hardest opponent so far was Anderson Silva Brilliant. Legendary, but 47 years old when they met. This new matchup lives in an entirely different universe. For Rogan, the size difference alone tells the story before a single punch is thrown.
This guy you fought before was 40 years old, Anderson Silva. That was the toughest guy so far you fought. You lost to Tommy Fury, who's a very good boxer, but this is a giant Olympic gold medalist heavyweight. I mean, Anthony Joshua is
Here's the
terrifying.
thing that nightmares are made of.
And he's got that one-punch nuclear power. One punch. And he's fast.
The host from the Wade Concept cuts through the noise with razor-sharp clarity as he breaks down Jake Paul's confidence heading into this dangerous challenge. He admits confidence is necessary, but warns that there's a fine line where confidence mutates into denial land. Jake is dangerously close to crossing it. Wade insists that no amount of self-belief can replace reality when standing across from a heavyweight like Anthony Joshua. Joshua isn't a mental test. He is a test of skill, discipline, and brutal truth. Wade explains that Jake can't rely on the tricks that carried him past aging MMA greats or inexperienced boxers. Joshua punches with a level of power that ends careers and reads openings faster than Jake can create them. Wade calls the matchup a brutal confrontation with reality forcing Jake to leave behind the world of showmanship and step into the unforgiving realm of real heavyweight warfare. If Jake is brutally honest with himself during training, he might last longer. But if he leans on delusion, he'll walk into a blast furnace with nothing to protect him. Wade insists Jake must accept the truth now, before Joshua makes him face it in the ring.
Out AJ. And in any other timeline, we'd all point and laugh. And some people still are pointing and laughing, but I'm just sitting here going, what has he seen that makes him believe that? Not only of what's happened to AJ, sure, he's been knocked out by Daniel Dubois, another 240-pound champion of the world, but what has he seen in himself that makes him think he's going to knock out AJ when he hasn't knocked out anyone since Mike Perry? And Mike Perry, as we know, is not a high-level boxer. He hasn't knocked out a high-level. He could hurt Julio Cesar Chavez, but Chavez knew to cover up and not engage. Maybe he thinks AJ will engage with him, and AJ does do some bad things in the pocket. Again, we'll save it for another video, but the only thing I can think of, and I said it at the beginning of this video, is Jake is absolutely delusional, and he's convinced himself of what's going to happen based on very outlying data, right? The Daniel Dubois knock, how he struggled with Usyk.
Hey,
Who are you fighting, when, and why?
I'm fighting Anthony Joshua because I'm fucking him.
What?
I'm fighting Anthony Joshua because I'm him.
Holy shit, just let me take a second.
It's just, dude, it's light work. Light work. Well, at least my good old friend Tyson Fury believes that I can win.
If Jake Paul fights Anthony Joshua, I'm putting £1 million on Jake Paul. I want some free money.
Smart man, Tyson.
I need to see a bet slip, Tyson. I know you got it like that these days. $1 million's like like a slight 10,000 to the rest of us, or maybe 1,000 after those couple of title fights with Alexander Usyk. But I need to see the bet slip. I saw the line when, and this is kind of crazy, I saw the line when the fight first got made, and we put it in the video. Jake was plus 800 to win. Jake has now moved to plus 650 to win. That's outright. I don't know by knockout, I'm not sure, but plus 800 was already like, okay, that's, that's a big underdog. And Joshua was like minus 1,500, but now Joshua's at minus 1,250 and Jake's at plus 650. This line is closing, and I'm wondering why. What are people seeing?
Make no mistake, this is the biggest fight of my career. I'm walking into the lion's den. I'm doing something that no one else has ever done before. I, Jake Joseph Paul, will knock out, defeat, and embarrass Anthony Joshua Friday, December 19th, live on Netflix. My voice cracked. I'm still going through puberty. The biggest fight of 2025. USA versus UK. He's got the belts, the size, the history, but I have the balls. Be careful what you wish for. Jake versus Joshua. Judgment Day. He has a 90% knockout ratio, but I have a 100% chance of drinking this Celsius.
Okay, there we go.
During the face-off, the atmosphere shifts instantly. Anthony Joshua stands relaxed yet imposing, while Jake has to tilt his head upward simply to meet his gaze. One glance at the two of them together tells a story no commentator needs to explain. On one side is a lifelong heavyweight and Olympic champion, a man who has battled world-class giants for a decade. On the other side stands Jake Paul, a cruiserweight, who entered boxing through fame, not the traditional grind. The difference in posture, presence, and natural build is overwhelming. Joshua radiates the confidence of someone forged in the heavyweight trenches, while Jake tries to mirror that energy but gets swallowed by the sheer size and reach advantage towering over him. The visual contrast alone feels like a warning.
But I would argue the pressure is now all on Anthony Joshua. Like, Jake, to me, you can tell me if you think I'm wrong. If Jake gets this the second half of the fight, Jake can celebrate. Like, Jake's won. Like, if he gets the 5th round against Anthony Joshua, to me, he has won this event.
Yeah, but it's, I mean...
You're skeptical that will happen.
I mean, aren't you? I mean, like,
I am. I'm deeply skeptical, but I'm just saying now.
The difference in this kind of fight is once you get up close and anywhere near any kind of clinch or anything, and the worst thing for Jake is it's not that just that AJ explodes within a clinch. AJ can fight long, he can fight short. I mean, the right hand he won't see. I mean, we talk about the right hand that knocked out Francis Ngannou. Forget the right hand. Worry about the uppercut on the inside. Worry about the left hook. Worry about the jab. I mean, the jab could knock him spark out. I mean, that's the reality. But if he gets hit by anything, it's over. It's just how it's going to be over. You know, you're going to get him clean, or are you going to, beat him up to a position where the ref's just going to have to jump in. But listen, if it goes 4, 5, 6 rounds, listen, good luck to him. Like I say, he's not, he's done the camps, he's done the spars. It's not like this is a guy who's never fought before. He's just well out of his depth. And to be honest, you see a few people say, we see that every week on fight cards. Do you know what I mean? But this is obviously at an extreme level of profile.
Angelo and Josh examine the matchup with the perspective of analysts who understand the levels of boxing. They state plainly that Jake Paul is nowhere near the tier of fighters like Anthony Joshua or Deontay Wilder. Joshua and Wilder exist in a realm where a single, perfectly timed punch can rewrite the outcome of an entire fight. Their power isn't just trained. It's born from natural heavyweight strength refined through years of elite experience. Angelo and Josh explain that although Jake is courageous, courage does not equal skill. Jake has never stood in front of a man who can unleash heavyweight combinations while maintaining refined technique. They remind viewers that Jake once called out Deontay Wilder, which only proved how little he understands about true heavyweight danger. Jake has no idea what it feels like to absorb a real heavyweight shot. They conclude that merely surviving Joshua Venn without winning would be a monumental challenge on its own.
I just don't think that he could compete at the highest level, and I don't think he'd beat the top 5, top 6 guys. But that in that weight class is where he'd be at, like say 180, 188 or 189, somewhere around there is where he'd probably compete. There's not a lot of talent there though. So he might be pretty good in those weight classes. Him competing in the heavyweight division against like Deontay Wilder or Anthony Joshua or anybody else, no. He gets annihilated. I'm very surprised he signed this fight.
I was shocked he signed this fight. I texted my buddy Bo, because Bo follows boxing really well, and I texted him. I was like, dude, we might see a death. And he said the same thing. He's like, I cannot believe he agreed to that fight. But the numbers, the numbers that are, nobody knows the true payouts. They're saying it's around $200 million that they're splitting evenly. So they're getting about $100 million each. He said that it was $267 million. So I don't know who you believe or don't believe, or it could be they're splitting 200 and the 67 delta, they had to pay dazn because Anthony Joshua has a contract with dazn.
With
And this
DAZN.
fight's going to be on Netflix, dazn.
It's DAZN.
So they, which makes, how the hell?
Please stop saying DAZN, okay?
DAZN.
That's like Saint Benoit, okay?
Where's the O in dazn?
It's DAZN.